I had every intention of doing some outside stuff with this latest knife that I want to show you. You know, the one that saved my YouTube channel. Loophole. But guess what? It's too freaking cold out there. I'm going to let these ears warm up, and then we're going to talk about the BPS DBK Loophole. It is officially the BPS Knives Bushmate, designed by DBK. BPS, I don't know what that stands for, but they are the Ukrainian knife company that I have talked about in the past. I bought it on Amazon. Now, what's interesting is the price fluctuates quite a bit. It is $50. I bought it for $44. That's a jump of $6 in 12 days. The dimensions. Total length, 8.7 inches. For those of you using the inferior European measuring system, that is 220 millimeters. The blade length is 4 inches. Handle length is 4.6 inches. Blade width is 1 inch. That's from here to here. Blade thickness is 0.1 inches. The weight of the knife without the sheath is 4.9 ounces. The overall weight with the whole package together is 9.2 ounces. Where should I start? Good? The not so good? The what? Or the modification? Let's start with the good. I'm a now. I didn't realize I was Italian. Oh, hair and makeup. There, that's better. Okay. There. If you are new and you are finding some sort of value in this, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. Thank you. The knife steel is 1066. What is 1066? I don't know. Is it just 29 less than 1095? I have no idea. Is it a super steel? No. Is it a very functional, usable, durable steel? Absolutely. Isn't that what you need? Do you want to spend hundreds of dollars for this kind of knife? No, not necessary, especially with BPS out there. I mean, come on. Holy crap. Like I alluded to in the video about how I saved my channel with the loophole, the fit and finish of the DBK seems to be just a little bit more ramped up in the QC department than the usual stuff that I get from DBK. In other words, this was perfectly uniformly ground both sides. The edge grind, the height on both sides is perfect. The edge was sharp, so I took it to a 15 degrees on each side, and that is a very sharp edge. And then I kind of lightly convexed the edge and then stropped it. What have I been doing with it? Kitchen-y stuff. Slicing garlic, chopping garlic, slicing veggies, coring out, butternut squash, that kind of stuff. It really hasn't had any action outside, again, because it's too freaking cold. Couple of things I noted about the knife which are nice and you might like if you've had kind of a mediocre experience from BPS in the past. The nice handle. I don't think that they go to the trouble of trying to bookend matching pieces of wood, though on this one you could convince me that they did. It is walnut and it is coated with Danish oil. Every other BPS I've had has had rough handles, like the grain has been raised or whatever. These seem to be sanded down, polished down maybe a little bit, nicely finished, and with the Danish oil. The thong hole is a little bit more substantial than the thong hole on the other knives. This actually seems to be a more robust piece of tubing, and then is chamfered so that it doesn't wear out your paracord or whatever you might put in there. The pins. What I really hope, and I don't want to destroy this knife and take it apart, is that it is a Corby rivet. A picture of a Corby rivet is worth 1,000 words. This would start off being a slotted bolt, and so would this. They go into the holes, which are countersunk. They meet in the middle and pull the handle scales together. Then, when you grind the handle material off, the slot disappears, and you're left with a beautifully finished knife. Damn near impossible to destroy. I'm hoping that's what this is held together with, because it is DBK's knife, and you know darn well that people are going to baton it and do all kinds of wacky stuff with it because Mickey and Martin do that. The overall fit and finish is perfect. Very symmetrical. Maybe I got lucky on this one, or like I said, maybe they really are taking a little extra time to do these nicely. And you think about it, even for 50 bucks, this is a steal. It has an interesting finish on the blade. This is almost like bead blasted, and of course that is a satin finish with the usual grind marks. I like the grind of the blade. It gets thin enough, but not too thin. It's nice and evenly ground. Yes, after years of experience, you can tell where there's low spots, thin spots, if it's nice and evenly ground. The spine is sharpened, and when I say sharpened, it's sharpened to the point where I've never seen a knife that had a spine this sharp. If fire starting isn't really your thing and you're just going to use some other means and you want to knock that edge off, I typically do, because I like to carve things and push hard, and if you're doing a lot of thumb pressure, that starts to hurt after a while. So all I do is take it to the grinder and gently just knock that edge off and put a slight curve to it. If you don't need a grinder, you can just use a bastard file. You can do anything. I fixed this issue, and that is my only issue with this knife. It started off with a very sharp, squared off area that was painful if you choked up at all, and I found it just didn't fit the knife aesthetically. I rounded all of that off and finished it this way as well. I have also added walnut oil to this handle. It does not get rancid. It soaks into the wood and then hardens. How does it compare to Danish oil? I don't know. The language might be different. Who knows? You can tell there's a heavy Bark River Knives influence in this knife. Mickey and Martin are big fans of Bark River. This is just me. Maybe when an order comes in to whoever's selling or providing Bark River knives to the DBK boys, they're hand selecting and making sure that the fit and finish is superlative before they ship it. I'm cynical. That could be happening. There is definitely a wide range of quality coming out of Bark River. There is no question about it. So maybe these guys are just getting the cream of the crop. Bravo for them. They came up with a wonderful design. It's an expensive knife. I personally wasn't going to buy one at that price point. The manufacturer of the knife is really watching the QC. It's gotten good reviews. It's an awesome knife. I was thrilled when I heard that somehow there was a collaboration between BPS and DBK. You're getting the same knife that costs hundreds of dollars and is limited for $50 and is unlimited, and there is nothing wrong with this knife. I am very pleased with the performance of this knife, even before I take it out into the field and do feather sticks and all that kind of stuff and do some batoning. I'm happy with this knife. The only thing I'm not happy with is this. Don't get me wrong. The construction of this sheath is perfect. It's got thick leather all around. Every element nice and thick. The strap. The knife fits down in there nicely. For you longtime subscribers, know I hate these. Now that is an awesome retention system, and if you have this hanging from your belt and you're bebopping around out in the woods, you know this knife is not going to go anywhere. Here's the thing about this sheath that really has me puzzled. Can you see it? It's cockeyed. The hole is supposed to be straight up and down, which it is. But this fancy schmancy little design feature, you have to pull that to the side and push it down. Is that by design? I don't know. Is that to add some sort of rigidity so that this doesn't want to go popping out on its own? You know, just some friction? Maybe someone could explain it to me. That little point does go into this thong hole. Maybe that locks it in place. Don't know. Of the BPS knives that I have had. Hi kids! I have some interlocking rubber flooring that I was going to repurpose, and I was cutting off the interlocking things, so I thought, hey, why don't I try this BPS? And because it's here at the office as my backup emergency bushcraft knife, loophole, why not use it? Well, watch this. What did I not do? I didn't take this off. I didn't release that. Retention strap, still strapped. Knife, going in quite easily. Right past that. Now, some of you are going to say, hey asshole, didn't you just show in the video that you did before or earlier the fact that you modified the knife? Yes, indeed, I did. I hear you. I hear you barking, big dog. But not that much. That doesn't even come close. This is just, I don't know. What is this? What purpose is this serving now? I have no earthly idea. That's so disappointing. I was shocked. I went, did that really happen? Did I really just pull that out?
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
This is my favorite. This is one that if I was keeping knives, I could put it in the safe, just keep it there in case I need to do some bushcraft in the office. Maybe I'll do that. Loophole. Thank you very much for watching. I, of course, do sincerely appreciate it. If you have subscribed, thank you. Please leave a comment, and I will see you on the next one.